And we're recording. Hi, Visioncon viewers, and welcome to the Pen Clique. This is the very first episode of a monthly online series brought to you by Visioncon and Clever Kaiju. We're going to get a bunch of artists together every month, and they are going to give us their versions of a character voted on by you, the Visioncon fans. So, let me see. I got notes, people. I get lost.
First episode, so bear with us.
Yeah, you're more prepared than I am.
Two will be just like this. For those of you not familiar with Visioncon, we're an annual nonprofit pop culture convention here in Springfield, Missouri. All profits we make go to a local organization or charity. This year we are doing Canines for Camo, which is a wonderful organization that pairs veterans with canine companions. And our other host for the Pen Clique is Clever Kaiju, and I'm going to let our first artist, 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝗵𝗫𝗍, tell us more about that. And then afterwards, we'll introduce each artist and then get to the good stuff. We'll get to your Dr. Bong. Gary, tell us more about Clever Kaiju.
Well, I'll just give you guys we'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Clever Kaiju is essentially, there's a core group of artists, and our focus is like artist education, workshops, lectures, artist retreats, but we also do projects with each other too, with like businesses. We provide services like graphic design, animation, that kind of thing too. And we're going to be bringing like our lectures and our education to like Visioncon and like doing our own classes and lectures. So that's essentially what that is right now. And it's a little weird because, you know, with COVID and everything, you know, we want to start online. We talk about start online first,
yeah,
and then expanding that way.
Yeah, this was your brilliant idea, and we're like, that sounds perfect. You need to run with this.
It's a good chance to like beat the bag with a bunch of friends. It's like, it's the difference between like, you know, sparring and then like, you know, getting ready to grapple with your friends and stuff. So it's
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, without further ado, let's meet the artists for September's Pen Clique. We're going to start with you, Gary. Tell us a little bit about... You didn't talk about yourself. Tell us about 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝗵𝗫𝗍.
Well, as you guys already know, my name is 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝗵𝗫𝗍. I am a professional illustrator, born here in Springfield. I work on properties like Crypt TV's Insanity. Actually, I do a lot of stuff with Crypt TV. Do a lot of illustration. Also the creative director and artist for Graveyard Slaughter. So been working on part 2 as well. So it's gonna be awesome. Me and this guy down below here, or wherever he's at.
My feet, he's above you.
Yeah, here.
Right.
See, like he's below me on mine. So, but yeah, just really just stay busy with that, man, and that's all there is to me. I don't know.
All right. So I'm going to be calling you guys in the order you answered your form questionnaires. So if you made me wait for your information, you're just going to wait your turn.
So I get coffee then.
You were the next quick guy to answer.
Wow,
Let's talk a little more about 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗏.
Hi, my name is 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm a comic book artist and pretty soon, hopefully, a comic book writer. My work mostly has been horror stuff. I've done a lot of work with Cullen Bunn. We did Voltron, Pumpkinhead, Vampirella versus Reanimator. I've done some work for IDW. I did the Transformers for them. I've done some G.I. Joe covers. Now I'm just developing more creator-owned stuff than I have time for. Yeah, I work on Graveyard Slaughter with that knucklehead down there, Mr. Vandell. And yeah, that's me.
Sweet. All right. 𝗍𝗿𝗆𝗍, you're next, Eric.
All right, so I'm 𝗍𝗿𝗆𝗍, or just Eric, really. But
I'm glad to see you were a real person and not just that drawing you sent me.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, that drawing is such a great representation of myself. So I'm a comic book illustrator. I've been in indie forever, so still working on the professional career, but I'm getting there. Got a diesel punk book now called One Flag. It's all about a superhero who's president now. It's pretty badass.
Nice. You wrote you had sandwich wrapper fan art. I was very curious what that is.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, these guys have all heard the story.
Is it appropriate? They're laughing.
No, it's 100% appropriate. I'm just making some social commentary about the way fan art is done in the industry here. Hang on a second.
It's a frustration piece that took off, it seems like.
Yeah. If you'll actually allow me just a second, I can bring some of it up.
Sure, you got it right there. It sounds, I can't even imagine.
Let's see.
Did you draw it on actual sandwich wrappers?
So I go around to like restaurants and ask them for a sandwich wrapper. And you know, most of the time it's this odd look. Why do you want that? And then I get this quality scan of the sandwich wrapper and turn it into something else. Let's see.
It's a perfect mashup of everything people like on completely opposite ends of the spectrum pushed together.
That was the goal, yeah.
All right, should we move on to Nate while you look for it?
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, let us know when you're ready. Nate Howard, Mammoth Press.
Yeah.
Introduce the world to Nate Howard.
Hi,
you.
That's me. I'm Nate Howard of Mammoth Press. It started off as kind of a graphic design and illustration. It's been kind of my forte. That's the moneymaker and the outreach. But it's kind of become an umbrella for everything creative that I do, whether it's the comic series, the Potbelly Mammoth at 𝗵𝗿𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗵𝗿 about halfway through, or I'm volume 2 is currently on Patreon at patreon.com/potbellymammmoth. But also like little projects that I kind of want to snowball into bigger things, like the Mammoth Press Multicade, which is a YouTube series that I just kind of started doing because I wanted to build an arcade, and it turned out. So I just been letting it roll. But pretty much anything and everything creative I just have under that Mammoth Press umbrella.
That intro graphic was awesome. I saw that.
Yeah.
And I know you're excited.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. That was, yeah, everybody with a cool, like all the cool video game consoles have like this cool intro whenever you fire it up, and it's something that I always loved when I was a kid. And I was happy to make one of my own. And then my front man from like two bands and a very, very good friend of mine, an incredibly talented guitarist, filled in with the guitar work behind it. So he does all the
Pen Clique needs a theme song, by the way. If you want to pass that on. The Pen Clique could use a theme song if you want to pass that on.
Dude, I've got a whole folder. Okay, I will be glad to pass it on.
Hey, yeah, James Rutherford. Let us know more about you and what you like about art. What brought you here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just a generalist. I've worked in the game industry for several years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1 second.
I'm so sorry.
There we go. Sorry.
He slimed me.
I said I was gonna ask for permission to do that.
That is cool. Where is Bojangles?
Oh, I don't know, actually. My friend sent me a link to them. I think they're located in Colorado. Yeah, but actually I just Google searched them and they had this quality scan of their wrappers, so.
Nice.
That is
very cool.
And there's a lot of stuff like this. I got Baby Yoda and the Phoenix Joker.
Is this on one of the links that you gave me?
You can find that on my Instagram or on my Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I will have. We've got links for everybody on the event page. I will point you to those.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Very
All right.
cool.
But all right, let's move to James.
Back to rudely interrupted James.
Sorry.
Gotta unshare the screen though.
Okay. Oh no.
I might be able to.
There you go.
Hey.
There we go. Back to James.
Are you sure? Are you ready?
All done.
Are we
I'm
ready?
so sorry.
All right. We were talking about art. So, I mean, I was a game developer for several years. I worked with Gary. I was at Black Lantern here in Springfield until they shut the doors. We worked on Nintendo products, Xbox products, some mobile games for a while. Then I went kind of freelance. I do a few things here back and forth. I've done some animations. Worked with Gary on one. What was the name of that place, Gary, we did the animation for?
Are you talking about Mystery Hour gig? Or are you talking about
Yeah, the Mystery Hour. So me and Gary worked on one of the intros for These Things I Noticed in the Mystery Hour. So you can see some of my animation work there. I've been teaching at Missouri State for 10 years now, off and on, depending on what they need. It's been pretty consistent until this semester. They didn't bring me back. I think it's because of the hiring freeze, but I was kind of disappointed. But there's always next semester. But yeah, so that's pretty much me. I'm pretty much a generalist. You need it. I do 3D, 2D, 3D printing, animation work. It's just anything you need art related. That's what I do.
Okay. What kind of classes do they have you teach?
I was teaching the animation course for a while, but now they've had me teaching digital media. Or new media, pardon me. So it's Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. Mostly, I'm just teaching Adobe. Do projects with the students. We do some 3D printing stuff. I get them into some VR. Just try to show them all these digital tools that they can use to create art with. It's like I said, I tell them if you can use a pencil, then you can use these tools. So.
Yeah, there's a learning curve, but once you get past that curve.
Yeah, they all hate the pen tool.
Yep.
Okay, well, David Faught, tell us more about you.
Well, as you can tell, I'm the slacker of the group because I'm like one of the last ones.
You just made me look good.
I've been a professional artist for about 10 years now. Been kind of known for drawing pinups of the sexy lady varieties. This past January, I actually broke into the indie comic book group. Tom Hutchison from Big Dog Inc. discovered me, and I've been doing covers for them. It's basically Aspen/Big Dog Inc. So I broke into doing, covers for them and all. Everything's been going good. It's right when COVID hit, so I'm like, yay! I moved on from there, and I finally started working in horror, one of my favorite things in the whole world. I done some horror posters for some lesser known movies for 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗆𝗆. Worked on that, and this fall I'm coming out with a comic with 𝗪𝗿𝗆𝗆𝗆. He played in over 80 horror movies and directed 80 horror B movies and stuff and all. And we're coming out with a comic called, okay, let me get this right, because it's a mouthful. It's Curse of the Aquatic 𝗪𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 designs done and everything and all for that. And I'm working on it right now. And yeah, that's about it. I'm a freelance artist half time after that and stuff and all. And I've known Visioncon I'm like Gary, we've both known Visioncon for, since they pretty much started and all, and been to the cons. So yeah, that's about it.
Very nice, very nice. Well, Christopher Harris, we would love to know more about you. And that cute little girl in the picture that you shared.
Oh, it's my daughter, Leonora. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Christopher Harris. I'm an artist from Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. It doesn't matter. It
matters. It matters.
Yeah. I've been in professional artist for about 5 years now. I do mostly creator-owned work, but I have done some published stuff with Image Comics. What got me into art, I'm really into mythology and folklore, and you wouldn't guess that looking at my artwork, because I like to draw like grotesque, beautiful things is how I like to describe it, like creepy stuff but pretty. And it's a lot of like robotic stuff, like futuristic looking mostly, like cyberpunk-ish or biomechanical. It doesn't matter. There's a bunch of adjectives in there. I like to draw fun stuff. But yeah, that's really me.
Yeah, one of your Facebook pages, it's Cosmonaut.
Yeah, so that's a personal project I'm working on that I have been working on for about 3 years now. And it's, if you know like the Book of Enoch or like the Gnostic Bible, it's kind of a riff on that. So it's like a story of, if you've heard of the ancient alien theory, when I was a little kid, it used to be on the History Channel all the time. I think it's still on, but it's bonkers cool. But it's my interpretation of that. So it's kind of an examination of ancient cultures with like a juxtaposition of like contemporary religion, as obnoxious as that sounds. So it's really fun. If you like religion, you like robots, you like really epic sci-fi sprawling stories, it would be for you.
That sounds incredible. Actually, yeah. So, let me see. Oh, that's all of our artists. We lost Gary, apparently. In case you're wondering, Sean F. is Eric's screen. That's not an artist we've outed.
There he is.
That's just a screen for later. We're not ignoring your Sean. But let me tell you guys a little bit about how the Pen Clique works. The first week of the month, we asked everybody to give us B to Z list comic book characters that they would like to see reimagined. So each month, we will come up with a topic. And you guys will give us suggestions for a week. Then week 2, we take the top 4 suggestions, and there's a poll. This month, we had the Phantom, 𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗏, Snowflame, which is only funny because he looks like nothing, but I guess he gets his powers from copious amounts of cocaine.
Copious.
Copious.
Yeah.
But Doctor
Like the artist
Bong
that did it.
beat out Snowflame to be our piece of art this month. And Dr. Bong is actually a Marvel Universe character from Howard the Duck with a bell-shaped head, and the chime or the bong.
You should show him. Just show him on a shared screen, like what he looks like.
Yeah.
I don't think I have it pulled up. That will take me a while.
You know, my desktop is littered with references.
I got so many. I hope if you guys are watching, you've seen it. Whoa. See, I got folders upon folders.
Saved.
Yeah, you gotta show the original, what the original character looks like first.
You know what's sad though? I wasn't sharing my screen while I pulled that up. So.
Oh.
Boom, Dr. Bong.
Yeah, there he is.
Yay.
So, not what you all were thinking.
No.
No.
With the bell for a head. The bong chimes do different things depending on what they sound like. But I don't know how our artists interpreted this.
Mm.
And we're all going to find out right now exactly what they did.
It's wicked.
Yeah, they had about a week and a half to draw after we voted. And do you guys want to volunteer, or you just want to go in the same order as we introduced?
You should start from the bottom up.
But you don't know who's on the bottom. You're on the bottom of my screen.
Yeah, you're the face of this whole thing.
Oh man, it's funny because
Yeah, you gotta start, man.
A completely different order, but no, it just shouldn't be me.
That means Gary.
Yes.
First. I'm not going first.
You can go first and last, Gary.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Gary.
Gary. You got this. Oh, and everybody,
I'll do the wave.
You know, if
I'll
you
do
have
the wave for
questions-
Gary.
It's a good thing you were wearing pants, because
No, I just felt bad because like it's like
Very
I got
short
talking, I
pants.
did the intro, and then it's like I don't want to go first again. It's terrible. So I don't know. I'll make Nate go first since I'm the co-host. I get to do that.
Oh, that is a good call.
Man.
Gary's picking Nate. Nate, you're
All right, fine.
up.
Okay.
He's not scared.
Great card.
All right, get ready. Here we go.
Nate Howard's Doctor
seen it in a-
Bong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you seeing
Nice.
it? Is it showing okay?
It's small. Can you make it larger?
I
Or
can't
that
see.
might
what
be
you're
me. Oh, that's me. Here.
It might just be you.
There, I fixed it. Nice.
So the short story is, I started with the helmet. I think with everybody else, how do you translate a bell into a helmet? So I deconstructed the only bells that I could imagine being armor, like the big church bells or Liberty Bell or the like. And then because of a substitute teacher that I knew that I mentioned before the whole thing, it kind of taken a little bit more of an Asian influence, and eventually it just kind of unfolded very kind of like vintage, like, or old, like ancient Mongolian kind of look to him. So and I know that he has his own name, Lester. Oh, Verde, is that his name? Verd.
Yeah, something like that.
But if Doctor Bong was actually his name he identified by, I decided to kind of give him like this this very skinny, because I don't know why villains have to be enormous if they're masterminds, because I mean he uses his, you know, I mean besides the sound waves, like he's got minions, he's a doctor, he's a like his story is he's got like this genetic engineering like abilities and science, so it's like it didn't seem natural for him to be so huge. So to make him like smaller, fit, but smaller and kind of withered, you know, with his pose, because he did lose a hand in a miniature guillotine accident, according to the lore. So hence the reason he's got the ball for a hand. But yeah, that's pretty much the direction I went, was kind of a Mongolian.
Mongolian or Bongolian?
Mongolian.
Ooh.
I like your version better.
No, I'm getting Big Trouble in Little China vibes.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a little bit of Shredder meets Magneto meets.
Well, I love that you can like see because you're a huge TMNT fan, and you can see like that design within your work, and I love that. Like,
That makes sense.
Like I love it though. So, and I like the chain hand. You didn't even mention the chain and the
Yeah.
ball. Like, that's
Traditional Mongolian maces were like morning stars. They were solid, and it really was a solid like inside. But I was like, I don't know, a retractable chain it's just so metal.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think he hits himself in the head with that to cause his sounds. Didn't matter. I like that version better. So, all right.
I love it. Nate, you get to pick who's next.
Oh, Gary. No.
By the way, I just caught the comments on the feed, and Flash Diction says, "Man up, Gary."
Whoa.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Nate, who do you pick? Who's next?
Let's see. I want Eric, are you ready? I want to see what you got.
I guess I'm ready.
Well,
Thanks.
I'm not seeing what you got, but I want you to show it.
I like the idea of everyone picking the next person. That's a good call.
Me too, because I don't like hosting. So I like hosting. This is weird.
The decision
This
part.
is cool. It's casual. I love it. I love what everyone's doing. This is a great vibe.
Nice group. Nice click.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Eric, what have you got for us?
All right. Oh no! Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh,
Love it.
That's so cool.
So I looked at the original character, and I don't know. I just didn't like anything about it. So, you know, my first thought was, oh, a giant bong for a head, and I didn't want to do that. So I researched the character a little bit. You know, his weapons are all about sound and such. And so I started looking at like sonic weaponry and what that's like, and it's just all a bunch of giant speakers, which gave me the idea for the Ghetto Blaster, which led to 1980s Beastie Boys in tracksuits. I thought it was a pretty solid idea, so I ran with it.
Very cool.
Dude, it looks awesome, and I love the little shout out on the medallion.
You're right. Yeah. You're basically just calling out exactly what everybody else was thinking, and you snuck it in without making it obvious.
So what was your process on this? What did you do to create this?
Like the physical part, like
both of them till like
okay.
finish.
So, you know, from having the idea, you know, I sit down and it's just pencil and make a giant mess until I end up with something that I like.
Is that how art works?
Give that a, what's that?
The backstage view, that's how art works? Just draw until something happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
exactly.
You just keep trying till you
It's
like
also,
what you see.
yeah, and I mean, it's all kind of smoke and mirrors, honestly, but
It works. Now, I got to
Yeah.
see this, I will confess. I got to see this early, and I can't zoom in right now, but what does it say on the cassette? I remember laughing at that.
oh, let me zoom in on that.
It's all in the details.
It's the Doom song.
The Doom song. I'm going to sing the Doom song.
It's
From
B-side,
Invader
isn't it?
Zim. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Nice little, that's a nice little detail there.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
There it is.
I like how you did
Yeah.
like shading under the nose too, like using like that line.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Shading is really sweet.
I'm a huge fan of people taking really ridiculous and impractical just fantasy and then translating it into a more like real world kind of almost plausible way, which I kind of started with mine, but I kind of got a little carried away. But like as soon as I saw yours, I'm just like, oh, of course, the Ghetto Blaster, like the boombox. Like, something. It's like I believe that now. Like it. And it's,
And yeah, anything 80s is still my real life. So,
yeah.
totally real life.
Amen.
Awesome. All right, Eric, who's up next?
Oh, no. We'll go with James next.
All right. Let's see if I can share this real quick.
He's got like a 30-minute long cartoon, like a full animation.
Oh, no. Actually, I've been in trouble this week. I had to spin the ER. They thought I was having a heart attack on Wednesday last week. So,
Oh, dude.
Oh, no.
yeah, my blood pressure was 220 over 117. And it wasn't fun.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we're good now, but I mean, it scared the hell out of me. So I got to
Thank
start.
goodness. Thank
Yeah.
you
He's
for
still
coming.
finished this, dude. He's
And he's still finished.
Yeah, it's still finished.
Straight gangster.
I had more. I was going to do a turnaround. I had front, side, and a back view, plus his electronics up close and a head up shot close. But this is all I got done as far as what I was trying to do, because I was like, okay, I'm just going to concentrate on one and hope I get it right. But so I looked at the character, read the synopsis. He's got his little sonic weapons. But I figured that clubbed hand, the ball, would be a little cumbersome and useless. So I gave him a little robotic style hand that when he auto select sucks. So when he closes it, it can form the ball itself, and he can hit himself in the head or whatever he wants to do with it. And then I wanted to take this a little bit further so that, you know, I had an original pack on his thing that was like an old amp dial that he can turn to change the tones.
Nice.
Very cool.
So that way he can adjust the size of the bell to adjust the damage that it would do.
I love the tie idea. That's awesome.
Dude.
Yeah. You know, going in with that idea of the clock. I didn't want to go into like clocks, but keeping that bell, that little the knocker in there.
That is awesome. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I wanted to go with some of the stuff, the same characters. I noticed that he was like green at one point. He was purple.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
So I wanted to keep that color theme. I didn't like the idea of capes because, you know, they talk about capes, how they're useless. So, and I wanted him to be a skinny, scrawny character because he should be more intellectual and less beefy, gonna kick your butt, muscular. Even though he does the genetic mutation stuff, I don't think he'd do it to himself. So I wanted to keep a really scrawny, you know, go with that lab coat idea since he's a scientist, doctor type thing.
Yeah.
And go with it.
I think he's wearing the Hulk's pants.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where I was going with the character, but yeah.
I love
like
going with
dark helmet vibe to it.
Yeah.
I love
like, you know, that helmet he's got, you know, you can't see, I mean, how, if it was real, I mean, how would he be able to see it?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and they just threw his facial expressions and it works. I kind of would like to read the comics and see what he does, but, you know, that's for a later date at this point.
I love the power tubes and the connection. Like, even if you had that pack, it would make perfect sense how you could dial it in instead of having to actually hit himself. And
yeah,
keeping him scrawny, man, like that was awesome. But that tie, like, I was trying to think of different ways to put the big like grandfather clock thing. I don't know, make a design or something on his helmet. I just couldn't put it together, but that was clever. Like, that's
cool
I
idea.
like how the center of his helmet looks like Revolter technology, like Tony Stark's technology.
Yeah, I wanted to have something that would, you know, show that it had, you know, power to it instead of just the glow tubes.
Yeah, like this, like I could, like this fits in the Marvel universe, like because of that. To me, it seems like something like that villain would do is still Tony Stark's technology and use it to up their own weapons. So I think it's really. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, but it's really.
You know, I wasn't even thinking Tony Stark. I was just like, okay. I was looking at different things, and you know, some of those Asian bells had some ornate decorations.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a big lotus flower or cherry blossom on it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And it was like, oh, I could totally do, you know, some electronics here, which led into the glow tubes, you know, and you know.
That's clever. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
This makes total sense. This would be a more updated version of. Would actually work with technology now.
Yeah, I thought about going a different direction, but I was like, no, we got to do the, you know, we should be able to recognize the character, I thought. So I didn't go, you know, too crazy, but, you know, I figured, okay, what's the, you know, the signature of the characters? You got that big helmet, the bell vibes in his hand, so I'll at least keep that in there.
And his story goes, he was made fun of, he was bullied.
Yeah.
Younger, so.
Yeah.
For him to be vulnerable and small, and I mean, just translating the coat. I mean, my original idea I had was like a long coat of some kind, but yeah, translating the cape into the coat was. I'm glad you did it. You did.
That's cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love this, and it's more than enough. But since you told us everything you wanted to do on top of that, I feel like. You need to turn in late work now.
I still have the sketches. I can go back and do it all and let people who want it to have it. But, you know, I was like the whole 2 weeks, cool, I got plenty of time. But the medical thing just, it killed, well, it didn't kill me, but, you know, it just devastated me.
I'm so glad you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know what's causing it. But, you know, right now it's under control, and that's all that really matters at this point.
Good.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Any questions or anything else?
Just awesome.
Yeah.
Well done, man.
I'm glad I finally got to see it.
Well, thanks. So do I pick who's next, or?
You get to pick next.
Okay. Well, since Gary's too shy, I think I'll go with Chris. I want to see what Chris did.
All right, I'd love to.
Nice fake out there.
Let's see here. I need to. Did it stop sharing the screen on its own, or?
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I didn't have it still up. You're good.
I'm starting to learn the controls. I can
All
also
right.
change your names if you're mean to me. So.
Also,
we've been changing each other's names this whole time.
guys, before we go on any further, I didn't say at the beginning of the show, I want to thank every single person that's here tonight and every person who's watching tonight. Like, we really appreciate this. I appreciate you guys for being here on the show. You guys could have been doing anything else tonight, and you decided to come here. Great for that. And I'd love to have you guys back again for future episodes. So.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Visioncon is all volunteer. They're not getting a dime from us.
Yeah, we're doing this.
Well, if you want to get gushy about it, I mean, I think it's just incredible how much you guys have pulled together and have worked together in a very short period of time. And then you've wrangled up all of us together. And granted, we're in our own rooms, but all together in one place at the same time. Like, I've been in enough bands, that stuff does not happen easily. Like, you get enough people together at once, like, that's a feat of its own. I think it's extremely commendable. To
you know, Gary and I were talking, and he made a great point. If COVID hadn't happened, we wouldn't have stopped long enough to try to do stuff like this.
And I hope it's something that it catches on. Like, it kind of touches on that, like, we could do this all the time and stay connected, and people could stay relevant and stay involved.
Exactly. Exactly.
Perfect.
Sorry, Mr. Harris. Let's get it.
All right. So you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
All right.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
I kind of went in a different direction with my interpretation. I liked the idea of, I thought it would be kind of ironic that a character named Dr. Bong would be just this kind of brute mecha looking thing that he got his name from just bopping people on the head with his bat, and the sounds it made were the reason that they call him Dr. Bong. And I just imagine like there's this like super brilliant scientist who decided that he wanted to live forever, so he just put his brain into like this kind of suit, kind of like 𝗏𝗏𝗰𝗲𝗃. I kind of like had that kind of
Yes.
and just went with that. And I don't know, I was gonna go the traditional route, like like making his head look like a bong, but I think every artist probably shared that, where it's just a bit on the nose. But
Yeah.
I started with, I just did a simple, let me see, I just did a line art traditionally, which is pencil and ink, and it's hard to see with my colors because I went a little bit too much, but just did this kind of fun hatching look with it, and then added the colors. There's some color holds to kind of cheat and give it that glow, but not really. But I kind of wanted to stick with I love the purple in his costume. I miss those kind of color schemes from, back in the Bronze Age of comics. I think they just hold up really well, but I wanted to throw in the super bright kind of neon green to really just offset it, give it that kind of otherworldly vibe. But this is my guy.
Textures in this.
Yeah, and that's something that I try. Like I would have screen toned this traditionally, but I just didn't have time to. So you kind of miss that when it's zoomed out. But it's something that if this was a pinup or something and it was a bit bigger, you would be able to see and would look pretty fun. I really wanted to put a little more focus on the brain.
Nice.
I feel like
he's kind of cute.
That's what I wanted. Where there's kind of an innocent look to it, where you're like, you know what, he looks like he's here to help us, and then all of a sudden he's coming in with this bat to do some pain on you.
Never mind.
I'm sure those were bad guys that he was hitting.
You know what? I don't think he discriminates. I think he's willing to bump anyone on the head. So
he has a Viking premise to him, where his name comes from the thing he's known for, and it's just bonging.
But that's really it. But yeah, I thought it was fun, and I like to reimagine characters, so I think it's a really fun idea. So
awesome. I love your usage.
Awesome, man.
By the way,
thank you.
I love your usage of color.
Awesome. Yeah, I just stuck with. I really wanted to use blue and purple, and then I was gonna just do 3 colors, but when I added in the green, I like the way it just kind of pushes it a little bit better. So.
Love it.
Intrigued. I love that you shared the pen and with the color.
Yeah, I do
don't
90%
draw.
of my work traditionally, so it's.
Yeah, I don't draw, and just the way you go about it intrigues me.
It's painful, but
Make it look easy.
I do enjoy it. So
what I see here is like 4, maybe 5 layers, and I'm imagining because you actually organize your colors into a group.
yeah, so the way the colors are bonkers. So normally what I do is I usually just do, so this is actually the color scheme I wanted to use. And I wanted to do with, I just wanted kind of this like sweatsuit look with just like kind of the, like a scavenger kind of feel to them. And I just didn't like it. And so I went in and actually did the actual color layer on it. And then I just add the shadows after. And then a highlight, and then I come back in to add like a bit of a glow, like some cheats here to like make the bat stick out just a little bit better, just translates a little bit better on screen. And then the cape, I hate capes on superheroes. I think it's the dumbest look. But I imagine him having a hood, and so I thought about adding some kind of hood to like the back of him, but it just made no sense for a guy with a glass head to have a hood on, so you just kind of have to show that whole thing.
Well, maybe when he's hiding incognito.
Well, I imagine he's like 9 feet tall too, so I mean that's
nice.
Stick out like a sore thumb, so.
Yeah, I explained it earlier. I thought his cape was actually like a country of origin, like a map behind him or something. But
that would have been cool. Putting like
I realized it was
details, yeah. But that's me.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, we have got, I think 3 or 4 left. 3 left.
And there was 3.
And then there were 3.
3. Who's next, Christopher?
Blackie, have you done yours?
I have not.
Well, guess who's up?
Alrighty then. Let's see here. There's that. Done. All right. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
That's
Nice.
So, like I said before we, got into the whole thing, I'm a big Howard the Duck fan, right? And so I was familiar with Doctor Bong. And one of the things that always struck me about the character, especially after I came out of the Army, was if your head is in a bell and that bell is ringing for any length of time, it's going to drive you straight crazy in no time flat. Like I've got tinnitus, which is a ringing in my ears, right? And sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better, but it's always there. And there are times when it's really bad, when I feel just like this drawing. It's like, something's got to, and so the more I thought about the kind of tortured end of things, and then the more I like to draw, grotesque, monstrous things anyway. I just thought of him as this kind of self-experiment gone wrong, where he eventually has just lost control of his faculties and he winds up cutting on himself and not paying attention to what he's wearing and, the whole deal. And so there he is.
He's like the coolest dude at the party.
Yeah.
He's cool. I love it.
I love the cross hatching in the background.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's beautiful.
his face frightens me. He looks insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he's having a great time, like the guy with the lampshade on his head.
Right. He's just getting ready to start dancing.
You're right. I didn't think about that. Well, being on the inside of a bell, you have to love the sound of a bell gong going off.
And if you don't, you're going to go,
yeah. Like, this was a bad idea.
What did you use to do this, Blackie?
I did the original sketch in pencil. I did the, I tend to, I'll do my poses traditionally, just, essentially just little stick men until I figure out what I like. And then I'll do the initial kind of rough drawing, traditionally, and then I'll scan it. Although in this situation, I just took a picture of it with my iPad and brought the scan into Clip Studio and then
Yeah.
And then I do the final art in Clip Studio.
Nice.
It's cool.
Very nice.
He looks like he would fit into the army of 300.
Right?
Yeah.
Darkness.
About that,
Yeah,
but
like he'd be in the background, and unless you noticed his head, he'd fit right in.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have the kind of cape and breeches thing going on.
It reminds me of like a Masters of the Universe villain. Like I could totally see this popping up in that universe.
In Masters of the Universe, he'd be like Bong or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always the or at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping after the Pen Clique takes off, maybe we'll get some cosplay of some of your drawings.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
This one would be pretty low budget. You just got to be nuts.
And fit.
You gotta take skin off.
And thin, right? You'd have to be pretty cut, yeah. But we could, because I went traditional with mine. Like, how many of us have gone started off with like traditional pencils? How many of us have like?
I personally found that if I don't do my original pencils traditionally, my art looks really stiff. And so I have to do all of my layouts. Like when I do a comic page, I have to do all of my layouts and my initial panels traditionally, or otherwise everything comes out looking really stilted and kind of posed. Which when I see that in other comics, it annoys me really bad. So when I see it in my own comics, I have to.
Same way with me.
No.
Yeah, I'll throw mine into the hat. We can auction it off or something for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the initial drawings we do at the drink and draw or the Wheel of Inebriation.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Throughout the series.
Be very cool.
I could bring the pencil sketch of this to a finish, and then I can send it to you, or you can auction it off or whatever. Like
Maybe I would love it if you guys would share some something I can just share on in a Facebook album afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And if you add like all your contact info on that picture, everybody can find more of this wonderful, wonderful stuff. Blackie, we are down to David and Gary.
Well, am I allowed to pick Gary, or does Gary get to go last?
Well,
No, I don't want to go last.
Gary.
I want to go first.
Go around, Gary. You won't get to go at all.
That's my only thing. I don't want to go first, and I don't want to go last. That's my.
Maybe we'll run out of time for Gary.
I do the Reader's Digest version.
Bong.
So I kind of took some of a similar route, mostly horror. I call it like the Akira meets Fist of the North Star. Just means like
Nice.
Cronenberg. And of course, the Liberty Bell, like the Liberty Bell crack. Blackie had that similar design too, like with the cracks in the helmet. I just really dug that look. That was really, really cool. But I did it to where he just kind of messed himself up. So he has this whole suit that he can bang on and get sound vibrations from. And you see his like crazy mutated arm.
That's wild. I love the hi-hat shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even get that. Very nice detail.
I did not. I had to look this up too because I was like, if I get this wrong, musicians are going to be like, "That's wrong. That's not what that looks like, man. Woo, you draw an instrument incorrect. Someone will let you know like that."
Well, there's no center post through the center of it, but I assume that that's part of the stand, so I just gave it to you.
I was like, how would that work on the arm? I was like, I'm just gonna put it through.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's clever.
I'm like, he's already mutated. And guys, I'm sorry, I had to give him a cape. Capes are cool. I don't
apologize for capes.
No.
Like another thing I kind of based it on was General Grievous a little bit too. How he kind of hunched over and kind of like the eye.
Yeah, that eye is wicked, man. Like I zoomed in on it whenever you were showing it before, and it was just like that glow of it on.
Oh.
Your art, the thing I get about it, you have something super creepy next to like the other half of his face is kind of adorable. And the mixture is frightening.
Old looking type, type face. It's very, if you notice, it's very German looking too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I also see the Manny Faces thing going on.
Yeah.
On the helmet. That's pretty rad.
Because originally I was going to have a space broken up that was big enough in the face here to where you could see multiple eyes in it. So like it was covering up like this mutated mass underneath. But I just decided to keep one because I thought it'd be more striking.
Yeah, this is creepy enough. That would have been super creepy. I like the one eye. I do. You're right. It's very striking.
Yep.
Striking. Did it dome.
I meant to say that.
Well, the eye gives it a nice focal point too. It brings you back up to the drawing and works you down. You follow the arm down to the I can't remember the symbols part thing. That can lead you back up, and then you're back to the eyes. So you're getting that whole play going on.
And honestly, it makes me imagine, like his whole body probably looks like that arm, and that's pretty
right.
The more I stare at it, the more creeped out I am, Garrett.
It's like, is it exposed flesh? Does it hurt? Does it sting? Does it,
Exactly. And you don't know that. You don't know.
Spritz him with lemonade and he just,
touch some salt and then
some hand sanitizer.
got rubbing alcohol.
Just don't listen to him.
Did we already figure out how to defeat this Dr. Bong?
It reminds me of like the was it Mark Erickson? He used to do video game box art for like Super Nintendo. Like he did that really rad Mega Man 2 and Tetris covers. Like I could see this being like a Mega Man like video game box art.
Nice.
Yeah. Almost like a Castlevania style.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I love that kind of stuff too. It's weird how like maybe like in the back of your mind, like you think of certain things like that,
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna let Mr. Faught go.
Oh man.
Good.
All right, David, what have you got for us?
Okay, I guess I'm the last one to party here. Let me pull it up here real quick and let me find it and right there. Well, is it sharing?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, that's weird. There we go.
Here it comes.
Boom.
So I don't know why, like when you guys told me the assignment, I'm like, first thing I thought of was Mega Man. I'm like, oh man, okay. So like, and I did know the history of Dr. Bong from Howard the Duck and everything and all. And so I thought about, what if finally Howard the Duck got his revenge, okay? And he finally, him and his little group of army men and all finally got revenge on Dr. Bong. And so they killed Dr. Bong, and Dr. Bong had like a second contingency plan of as soon as he died, he built this dude and he pops out and takes over right from where he left off. And I thought he was like completely like automaton, robot. I figured like the bell shape of his outfit, if somebody like went up and tried to get, of course, it's a robot, I don't know who tried to hit him, but if somebody tried to hit him or shoot him, like his power would go off of like the reflective sound too. So like if it hit him, like the sound would go back and hit them and knock them back.
Oh, that's smart.
I just thought it'd be kind of funny, like Mega Man-ish, to give him the little bitty bell and the little bitty dinger to use like he could probably just like barely hit it and it would just like take down a mountain.
You say his dinger?
His dinger. I said dinger. and I will say it again, his little dinger. And
We'll move mountains.
And so, yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of cool as like, okay, what if I wanted to see the deal if, you know, if Howard the Duck finally won, and, you know, like what would happen if Dr. Bong died and what would be his plan afterwards. So this was just like released after he died. And so, yeah, that was kind of my plan. And I spent, usually when I do character design, I don't want to spend too long on it. Like I'll look behind like the background and I'll spend probably, you know, maybe like on this, I spent probably 3 hours tops, because like I want to get my idea out and just kind of like get it out, make sure that everything looks all right, use shapes and all and everything. And like I should, but I want to get it out and get it out there and get it out to the world. And because like I'm the type, if I think about something like too long, I'll sit on it too long and like, okay, I don't want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I just had to make the awesome mustache on it too for the heck of it.
Yeah, you guys killed it with the mustaches. I really regret not putting one on. I should have like stenciled one on the glass dome of my guy.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh! Like it looks like you should do it so it looks like someone drew on it.
Yeah,
yes, on
like
the
make it
glass.
obvious.
I might have to update it.
Yeah.
I love the
Facial
monochromatic
hair
colors
envy.
too.
Facial hair envy. Yeah.
I love that about this one. He's like I don't know, the real King of Wu and from Adventure Time, if you're familiar.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a, you know, his just the way he's posed and that smirk on his face and his facial hair mixed with I don't know, almost like a Pied Piper of sorts, you know, like
yeah. And I kind of had that in the back of my mind, like the Pied Piper idea and everything and all, but it just like it came to me like I wanted to keep it like back in the 30s and 40s, that creepy automaton, and they used to have like the big, you know, like automatic bell things that they would like go up and push a button, and like churches would have like the automatic, like whole rows of bells and everything and all, and there's always that huge brass color and everything and all, and all that. And I kind of use that for inspiration and stuff and all, and just kind of I just want to have fun with it and play with it, and that's just kind of what I did.
I like it.
You did it, yeah. It's cool. It's like has a fantasy vibe, but it still has that like mechanical, like industrial kind of feel to it. It's a
that's
cool
what I wanted
mixture.
to go for, something like that. Yeah, too, and kind of the owl from Clash of the Titans was kind of
yeah, that's a good
inspiration.
See, what I like about it is that I get the vibe of like Fox from Logan's Run, and
oh yeah,
like a lot of like the robot and like the design like stuff for the Flash Gordon movie. Like I can see like this big brass character being in something like that. And that's what I first noticed. I was like, man, that's really cool. It reminds me of something from like one of those movies, and I love both of those films. So like that's pretty sweet. Cool approach too, especially with the bodysuit being a bell too. That is very Mega Man too. That's very
It is.
Yeah. I think that's pretty sweet.
I didn't even realize the coat.
Yeah.
Like the vest kind of resembles like the whole bell shape. Like
like it goes down from the top all the way down on one of that triangular shape and turn into the bell all the way from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, I love that part, and I love the whole backstory you gave him. He sounds way cooler than the original Dr. Bong. Why didn't Dr. Bong try some of this technology on himself?
Exactly, and I just wanted to kind of like, you know how I draw like kind of cartoony and everything and all, but I want him kind of menacing looking. Like if you saw this guy walk towards you, he's cartoony looking and all like that. But if you try to defeat him and like he's got that smirk on his face, I'd probably like literally pee myself. But
no, he's a little too. I would be caught in awe. He's like, that is majestic as you know, AF.
Yeah. And
I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't want to grab a stick and hit him though. Like I don't want to like.
No.
But
I would admire the machinery until it just slaughtered me.
Right.
Like that is some great technology. Oh my God, no.
You're like, yay, cool. Oh no. But yeah, that was kind of my approach, and I had a lot of fun with it. I just want to do something outside the box, really different, and that's kind of what I done.
All right, Deanna, you're up.
Yep.
Oh,
That's it.
The dog ate my homework.
No.
Oh no.
I'm just here to wrangle you artists, keep you in line. That's my job. But that was awesome. I am very impressed with your maturity.
Oh.
I saw mostly bells. I am shocked.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't really go for the low-hanging fruit, but
Maybe. I almost wish you guys. And here's our second drawing, our childish.
Right. I actually mentioned, I was like, I have two versions, and Jerry was like, we all have two versions.
My 12-year-old tells through this.
My second version was just a bong with a lab coat on. So I was like, yeah, no, I didn't draw it. I figured because everyone, that was probably one of their initial ideas. And I'm like, it's not a logo for a bong company, so I'm just going to say that.
Have you seen 1,000 Corpses?
Very impressed. Very
What
impressed.
I loved is that, like, Eric still did it, but he did it in such a way that was so
Right.
dope. It was just like,
It was just a
wow,
nod.
take that.
It was just
Yeah.
a
I thought I was
shout
going to do this, but I did this.
It's there.
Think of what could have been.
All right. Well, now we are ready to enter what Zach on his Visioncon Lives has so lovingly coined the plug zone, which is, I love that name because it's weird, but it's time to plug yourselves. That sounds, now, I didn't say that out loud before.
Well,
Don't kink shame me.
we want everybody to know where they can see more of what you do. So I would like you guys each, just as we introduce yourselves at the beginning, tell us what you're working on right now or in the near future, and tell us online where people can find you until conventions are live again and we can actually see each other face to face. Maybe they can check out what you're doing and maybe pick up some of your stuff even. So
cool.
I'm gonna go with my screen. Nate, you're at the top. So.
Oh, neat.
Oh.
Let's see.
Plug away, Nate.
Actually, I have a whole handful of things that I'm doing at once, but 𝗏𝗵𝗆𝗆 Mammoth is probably the most notable thing. It's a comic series that was on the web, now is published in a book, but volume 2 is being posted on a weekly basis on Patreon, patreon.com/𝗏𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏. Let's see. Mammoth Press LLC, the graphic design, the full-time job of like graphic design and branding and logo art and illustration. That's a full-time thing for me. So you can get a hold of me actually on Facebook through Mammoth Press, or even just me, Nate Howard. Instagram also is a way to get a hold of me for any projects. My personal Instagram is 𝗏𝗵𝗆𝗆_Mammoth. Sometimes I kind of cross the streams with projects on it to keep track of.
Cross the streams.
Yeah. And then,
your YouTube series.
What's that?
Your YouTube series.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm on YouTube. Mammoth Press is now on YouTube. I made the decision to not just design an arcade cabinet. I decided to actually do the manly thing and build it. And it actually turned out great. I trusted the design and it didn't fail me. So I have an 11-part series of kind of a video diary of me actually building it. It's the one that's actually right behind me. So what better way to celebrate actually finishing it than to do another series of me playing it with my friends. In fact, one of the recent episodes I just recorded and just finished editing is with our own 𝗕𝗿𝗃𝗍𝗆. So that's going to be a 2-part episode. There's just
it was
so much
fun. Thank you again for having me over, man. That was so fun, dude.
You have to come back because there's too much more to talk about. And I edited a lot out, and it's still a 2-part episode. So,
are we going to release the Zack Snyder cut of that interview?
It's us swearing at Kirby, mostly.
Right.
After hours show. After hours.
But, yeah, so the, YouTube and Instagram, 𝗏𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏, and, yeah, that's...
Okay. And I forgot to mention, if you go to the Pen Clique event page, you can find it through Visioncon. If you go to the Visioncon Facebook page and go to our events, you will find the Pen Clique. Even after this, it will be in the past events, there is a post with all of these gorgeous artists' pictures and all the links where you can find them after this. And you can always write us and say, hey, where can I find them? And we will point you to them. James, how about you? What have you got going on and coming up?
Oh, I've just been working on, just some animation, playing around, learning different software, stuff like that. Gary finally taught me into doing an online presence, so I started an Instagram page. Just been throwing up game art that I've done in the past. Working on a giant R2-D2 full-size 3D print. Hopefully it'll be rocking and rolling soon. Yeah, we got his head just about finished. So.
How big is that?
Just the full scale, so 1-to-1 scale studio, what it would be life size.
Just the full scale. You're doing the headpiece alone in like sections, aren't you? And then
yeah, it's printed in different sections. There's like the bass ring, different pie sections of the head, and then just each individual piece. There's a whole thing online, the R2 Builders Club on the RPF that I go with. Let's see what other people are doing. There's guys that have a lot more money than me, and they're making full aluminum versions of them. Yeah, and then they've got, I can't think of that really thin sheets of plastic that you can use for model making that they use, that they make them out of. So everyone's trying their own skills. I got 3D printing, so that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Christopher, what are you working on right now?
I have a couple projects coming out with heavy metal-ish, hopefully soon. We don't know. If not, I'm going to be printing them out. You guys can buy them from me. And then I'm always working on pitches for books to get published, but I have 2 books I'm working on right now. One's called Crazy Eights. It's like a supernatural story about if like superheroes went into a scene to like save the day and literally everything went bad. It's like a black comedy take and making fun of superheroes. And then me and my buddy Matthew Mitchell are making, it's called the 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝗁. It's like we're taking real stories that have happened in the Catholic Church and religions across the world, but our first story is about the Catholic Church, about a pope who exhumed his predecessor and brought him on trial for crimes against the 𝗘𝗿𝗆. And it's really interesting and fun, and I think it's really cool. But I'm doing all kinds of stuff. The Ancient Cosmonaut stuff. You can find me on everywhere. My name is funky. It's Chris24. It's spelt phonetically kind of correct. And that's my handle on everything, Christopher Harris. So.
Okay. Very nice. Gary, how about you? What do you got coming?
Right now, again, working on Graveyard Slaughter 2. Been working on Escape the Dead with Dave Stanfield, Overlord Games Design LLC.
I saw that logo on your website. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Still building Clever Kaiju with Nate and James here and Isaac Crawford, who's not with us tonight, unfortunately. He couldn't be here. So that's been mostly my focus and focusing on design jobs and productions that are just coming down the pipe.
Okay, very cool.
Oh, wait, sorry. I'm so sorry. Instagram, yeah, artist Gary Vandell. Facebook, same thing, artist Gary Vandell. We just started the Clever Kaiju Facebook, so it's just facebook.com/Clever Kaiju. So sorry about that.
Yes, it just hit today, so go like that page and build it up.
Oh, sorry, one more thing. www.graveyardslaughter.com if you would like to pick up the book that Blackie and I worked on together. So.
Any foresight on when 2's coming Kickstarter?
We don't have a Kickstarter date. We're still kind of in the art production script phase here, so.
Because I've already read one, so I'm ready.
Yeah, so thank you to you and everybody who has picked up and read the book. Yeah, I know, we're ready for 2 as well. And it's going to be special. We can't say why, but it's going to be very special.
Yeah, you guys check them out. Their details are hilarious, like the video card, which I'm still mad. But Mike backed it, and we shared it, but he got his name on the card, so I'm still mad about that. But when it came, I got to share this story. he's like, they need to give me another copy. This one's water damaged. And I said, you asked for the blood splattered version. There's blood on it.
I was expecting them to throw like plastic up on the walls in the garage and just go crazy. And then
it looked like Dexter in there too.
And they're just like in like a little assembly line, and they're like, ew, blood, blood. Like, I was a little disappointed, but you know, I get it.
Dude, it was so cold in that garage too when we did it, and like Adam was doing all handprints, and I was trying to do like slashes and stuff. And I was like, but like the colder it got, like the blood would like do that weird crackly dry.
I had one of Adam's. It was a handprint, but it was like
so it's like
kind of like it's textured. And I'm like, that's so
cool. Like it's cold, fake blood is like sticking through our hands, like and my nose is running, and I can't touch my face, and it sucks. But no, it was fun. It was really fun.
Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, what's going on with you, Eric?
So
you gotta find him at Easter.
How did I come? So, it was a previous employer handing out paychecks asking me what the D stood for, and I was like, danger. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And like, you know, when you search up Eric Wright on Google, there are like, you know, 20 pages of Easy-E before you get anywhere else. So just kind of needed a pseudonym to be searchable.
Perfect.
Next book that's coming up is called Truck Stop Hipsters. Just a day in the life story about 4 kids hanging out at a ridiculous truck stop. And we've talked about One Flag already. That one's an ongoing series. It's going to be a long time before that's finished. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at 𝗕𝗍𝗰 on both of them. That's where I'm at.
Okay, where is Truck Stop Hipsters? Where can we find that?
That one, you'll see that one on my Instagram, but you know, there's not a whole lot of material yet. It's still in the character models.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Very nice, David. What do you got?
Well, as of right now, I just completed a book with Big Dog Ink again. They came out with a book which was kind of clever. I thought was funny. It's the 25th anniversary this year of Showgirls, and so also in their query of one of their comic books, they have a comic book called Penny for Their Soul. So they decided to bring out an art book with meshed up Penny for Their Soul with Showgirls. So they took different scenes and different artists drew it. So that's on Kickstarter right now. It's actually already funded. It's getting ready to be brought out and everything and all. So we done that, and I'm getting ready. There's going to be more stuff from Big Dog Ink in the future from me. And of course, like right now, I'm still doing pinups. You know, I still do the girl pinups and everything. That'll never die. And of course, like I mentioned a while ago, right now we're designing the here we go again. Curse of the aquatic lycanthropic werewolf cheerleaders. I was going to say werewolf cheerleaders. And that's getting designed right now. That'll be out for the end of the year. And I'm just always open for stuff. I'm doing covers. I've got a lot of covers for the independent community coming out here soon that I can't share right now, but it's going to be coming out soon. I'm working on. And you can find me like on Instagram, Facebook, just Twitter. Just look up David Faught or Sketch Artist 76. Everything I do is under Sketch Artist 76. So you can find me there.
Okay, are you still doing the Artist Alley Shopping Network? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, real quick. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. I'm getting ready to start back this Sunday. I've been taking off because I've been really busy. But at 2 p.m. on Artist Alley Shopping Network, I have a 1 to 2 hour show. I draw and everything and all. And then Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on my personal Facebook page, I have the Artist Life of David Faught. And that one I really spend time on. I have people to come on and show them how to draw. And I just sit there and draw for a couple hours. If people have questions, and I just kind of help them out that way. So yeah, I've got those 2 shows, and it's been going great. So yeah, there we go. If you don't have enough of David, there you go.
What's your Kickstarter name again?
It's, oh God, don't do that.
Just watch
Werewolf Mermaids. That kind of.
Luckily, it hasn't started yet. It's gonna probably start at the end of October, right around. We're gonna kick it off at Halloween. So thank God.
Okay.
And I'm not mentioning it again. Like, go to my Facebook page. It's all over it.
I'm gonna have to see
the
what you're trying
Facebook
to
page.
say.
Read the word yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna see if I can do
The
it.
Showgirls is on right now. The Showgirls.
Yeah. The Showgirls. Yeah, the Kickstarter for the Showgirls. It's just look under Big Dog Inc. It's called Penny for Your Soul Showgirl tribute book, and it's actually on my Facebook page too. You can go to it right now and look at it. So the link's on there too.
All right, and then Blackie. I think we've already talked to Christopher, correct?
Yes.
You jumped to the bottom of my screen somehow.
Just shipping me out.
Blackie, what are you up to? I know you're working on Graveyard Slaughter 2 also. What else have you got going?
I'm currently working on the outline for the script for Graveyard Slaughter 2. And then I'll start the art on that in 6 or 7 months. And then that was just designed to scare Gary. So
I know that that's probably when I'll be done with mine too.
Right. So I've got a page in an anthology that is currently running on Kickstarter right now. It was written by Brian Edward Hill, who is a phenomenal writer. He's done a lot of TV. I think he just finished a run on Batman and the Outsiders for DC. He's a guy I'm a big fan of, and we were kind of looking for an excuse to do some work together. So the Kickstarter is called Tales from the Quarantine. So look at Kickstarter. It's great. It's over 400 creators. I think we've set the Guinness Book World for the largest number of contributors to a single anthology. Some real heavy hitters, which is nice, and the stories all look great. The one that Brian wrote is just fantastic. In one page, he manages to just absolutely break you down. So yeah, Tales from the Quarantine, that's running on Kickstarter right now. I think it's got a couple of weeks left. Let's see, aside from that, you can find me on Instagram at artdevil313. You can also find my website at 𝗕𝗿𝗆𝗆.com. And there you can buy all my comics and my t-shirts and my stickers and get a commission and all that nonsense.
Get action figures, play sets, all that stuff. Cereal.
You laugh, but one of these days. And then let's see, I've got a couple of irons in the fire that I can't, unfortunately, I shouldn't even have mentioned it because I can't say anything about them. So
I know,
nobody's watching.
I've got things in the works. You know.
That's the work. That's the artist first right there, because you're like, oh, I'm working on something really cool and I can't talk about it till like months from now. Or sometimes you have to wait till the production comes out and then you can finally talk about it. And then art might be like 5, 6, 8 months old sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Well, my first work for interiors on the Transformers came out, I want to say a month ago, 2 months ago. So you can probably still find that in the comic shops. Aside from that, I think that's pretty much all I've got going on.
I'm curious, what is the CQ in CQ Shep?
Chad Quinton is my given. Thing is the only people that call me Chad are people that don't know me, right? So my family calls me Blackie because it's an old family name, right? And then I stole it from my granddad, actually. And then my friends like that have known me since school or from the Army call me Shep because of my last name, Shepherd. So only people that have never met me or are waiting for me in line or something call me Chad. More than once, people have said Chad, and I didn't know who they were talking to. They have to call my name.
You don't look like Chad.
So there you go, folks. This will be
I
a
could never call you Chad.
this will be a future VisionCon trivia question.
Right.
I mean, I learned something.
Little known fact.
To lie, I used to tell people that the Q stood for 𝗃𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃. Right, how many people actually believed that?
What was it again? What was the Q?
𝗃𝗁𝗃𝗃,
The actual Q.
Aztec feathered serpent god.
Quentin?
Yeah, Quentin is, yeah. Oh, you mean what it really is?
You're right.
Quetzalcoatl.
No, actually,
I wish I named one of my kids Quetzalcoatl.
I'm sorry.
I missed out on naming one of my kids Quetzalcoatl. That's a great name.
clearly missed
Yeah,
that.
right?
I did have one question. How many pages is that Tales from Quarantine? With that many
Is
people.
the Tales from the Quarantine? Oh, man. So it's, every team has one page. It's 400 creators, but some creators,
Wow.
it was, you know, they did just one page. They did both the writing and the art. So it's, I don't think it's a full 400 pages. I want to say it winds up being about 275 pages. So it's a big, thick book. Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. I'm
Wow.
finished product.
To get that many artists together to do that, writers and artists, that's just amazing.
The guy that put it together, his name's Fraser, real nice guy, but like more than once he sent out an email that was essentially just, I'm swamped, got nothing to say right now, see you in 2 weeks. You know?
No, that's amazing. It's amazing you got that many people together, but
yeah.
In the day and the age of the like 10-page comic that's $20, I'm very excited to see something with a lot of meat in it that will take me more than 2 minutes to read.
Yeah, yeah. And what's cool is because they're all single-page stories, that imposes an interesting framework on a writer and an artist, you know, because artists sometimes, especially sequential artists, I tend to draw to the turn, right? So I'm thinking about what the last frame of the page is going to be, right? And so I try to build, of course, you're leading the eye, you know, through the page. And so I'm kind of drawing to that. But in this situation, I'm not drawing to the turn. I'm drawing to the last panel. So the whole concept of how to lay the page out changes completely. And then for a writer to write something that is a whole story, it's kind of like that old challenge, a story in 3 words. It's like that, you know, telling an entire story, beginning, middle, and end with a peak in one page is just, it's phenomenal. Some of the stuff that I've seen so far has just blown my mind.
Now, question real quick, like you said, that it's an anthology. Is it like just like one person, 1-page story? Is like 2 or 3 people going in doing like one story, or how's that lay out like
so
that?
like with me, Brian Edward Hill and I, it's 2 people, that 1 page. There are other writers or there's other people who are both writers and artists who it's 1 person, 1 page. I think most of the pages are going to have a colorist, so that adds another person.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it goes, and then of course there's going to be a letterer. So you're looking at probably no fewer than 3 people per page when you count in the color artist and the letterer.
That's just amazing. That's awesome.
It's so amazing. Like, even if you don't back it, you should go check out the Kickstarter, because there's so much information about how Fraser put it together, how much time he's had to put into it, the process of putting it together. Yeah, it's really been a cool experience working on it.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us for episode number 1 of the Pen Clique. Number 1 of many, many, many more, I do hope. And we're definitely going online live through December. Hopefully 2021 will bring us out of our caves. We'll see. It'll keep going. We'll see where it happens.
I'm liking the cave.
Yeah, I like in this whole
dude. So my feelings at all.
Yeah, I don't like getting. I got dressed for this.
But I understand.
You know,
It
everybody.
was nice to have something to get dressed for, though. So.
Well, keep an eye out on Visioncon's Facebook page for the October Pen Clique event. Pretty soon, probably next week or the week after, depending how much time I have. We will be announcing our next topic for suggestions. Gary, do you want to give it or do you want me to go ahead?
Oh, go ahead.
All right. We are going to be taking suggestions for a Halloween-themed spooky character that either you hear a lot about and you don't see drawn often, or somebody you've seen drawn so many different ways, there's no one set look. For example, the Boogeyman, or this is the one I'm pulling for, vote for the Great Pumpkin. I want to see them draw the Great Pumpkin so bad.
Like Sam
Oh.
What else? Like,
Do you guys have ideas? Throw them out.
Yeah, guys, yeah, throw them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, start thinking about what spooky Halloween character you want to see. These guys or whoever ends up in the clique next month. It'll be a surprise. What you want them to draw. We will give you a week to give suggestions and a week to vote. They will get drawing, and I believe that is the Thursday before Halloween. I think it's the 29th of October.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
For Halloween.
Okay.
Before then, keep an eye on Clever Kaiju's page. Keep an eye on Visioncon's page. We will keep you updated on everything coming out. If you need to know more about these guys and can't find it, we will send you the information you need. And until next month, just keep your imaginations alive. Never stop creating, because it makes the world a much more interesting place to live in. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Thanks.